December 1st, 1948. Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia, awakens under a timid sun. A couple walks along the sand when they spot something strange leaning against a concrete wall. From afar, it looks like a sleeping man. But as they approach, they realize something is terribly wrong. The man is motionless, rigid, dead, and what follows will become one of the most disturbing and unsolvable mysteries in modern history. No one knew who he was. No one could find his name. And to this day, more than 70 years later, the Somerton Man remains a faceless shadow, an enigma wrapped in codes, spy theories, and a note with two words that seem like a final farewell. Tamám Shud. Finished. If you like real mysteries that defy logic, stay with me until the end. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because this story will leave you with more questions than answers. The police arrive quickly. The body is an apparently healthy man, between 40 and 45 years old, well-dressed, in a brown suit and polished shoes. There are no signs of external violence, no visible wounds, no marks of a struggle, but there is something deeply strange. All the labels on his clothes have been removed, cut with surgical care. There is no wallet, documents, money, or any form of identification. His fingerprints are collected and sent to databases around the world. Nothing. No matches. It's as if this man never existed. The autopsy reveals even more mysteries. The man's stomach contains signs of partially digested blood, suggesting internal bleeding. His spleen is abnormally enlarged. The organs show congestion. Everything points to poisoning. But the toxicological tests of the time could not identify any known substance. The medical examiner concludes that death was caused by heart failure induced by poison, but cannot say which one. And here's a chilling detail. During the Cold War, there were experimental poisons that left no detectable traces. Substances used by spies. Substances made to kill without leaving clues. But who is this man? And why would anyone kill him in this way? Weeks pass. The police release photos of the body in the hope that someone will recognize him. No one comes forward. The case begins to grow cold. Until, in January of 1949, a crucial detail emerges. A suitcase is found at the Adelaide train station. It had been left there the day before the man's death. Inside it, clothes without labels, an electrical cord cut in a strange way, and a coat with a name sewn by hand, T. Keane. Finally, a clue. But when the police investigate, they discover that no T. Keane is missing. No record of anyone by that name matches the dead man. Once again, a dead end. And then in April, the discovery that turns this case into a legend happens. A man who had been at Somerton Beach on the night of the death finds something strange in his car. A book, a rare copy of the Rubáiyát of Omar Khayyam, a classic Persian poem. He swears the book wasn't his and had no idea how it got there. But the most disturbing part is at the end of the book. The last page had been torn out, and on that page was a phrase printed in Persian, Tamám Shud. Finished. It is the end. The police examine the book. On the back cover, they find something that chills the blood. A code. 5 lines of letters handwritten, in ink. Scrambled capital letters, some crossed out, others circled. It looks like a cipher, a secret code, and below it, a telephone number. The number leads to a woman. Let's call her Jessica, because to this day her identity has been protected. When the police question her, she is visibly shaken upon seeing the plaster cast of the dead man's face. She denies knowing him, but witnesses say her reaction was one of recognition, of shock, of fear. She admits that, during the war, she gave a copy of the Rubáiyát to a man, but she refuses to say more. And then, silence. The police cannot force her to talk. And the code? To this day, no one has been able to decipher it. Military cryptographers, mathematicians, code specialists from World War II all have tried. Some theories suggest it is a substitution cipher. Others, that it is a code used by Soviet or British spies. Some believe it is a personal message, perhaps coordinates, perhaps initials of names. But nothing has been confirmed. The code remains unbroken. So, who is the Somerton Man? There are many theories. The most popular is that he was a spy. 1948 was the height of the Cold War. Australia was involved in intelligence operations. There was a rocket testing base in Woomera, not far from Adelaide. Soviet and Western spies were operating in the region. The body without identification, the clothes without labels, the undetectable poison, the cipher code. Everything fits perfectly with the profile of a secret agent. But if he was a spy, which side was he on? And who killed him? Another theory suggests a crime of passion. Jessica, the woman from the phone number, may have been a former lover. Perhaps the man came looking for her. Perhaps he was rejected. Perhaps he committed suicide. But if it was suicide, why remove all the labels? Why the code? Why the book in a stranger's car? And there is also the medical theory. Some suggest the man suffered from a rare condition, that his enlarged spleen was a result of a chronic illness, that he died of natural causes aggravated by stress or medication. But this does not explain the code. It does not explain the remove labels. It does not explain the fear on Jessica's face. In 2021, researchers exhumed the Somerton Man's body for DNA analysis. The hope was to finally give him a name. The results suggested a possible surname, but without absolute confirmation, without living relatives to validate it. And then, again, the mystery closes, as if the universe itself conspired to keep this man anonymous. Let's recap. A man is found dead on a beach. No identification. No registered fingerprints. No labels. Poisoned by something invisible, with a note that says finished and a code that no one can decipher. And a woman who knows more than she says, but takes her secrets to the grave. What really happened that night in Somerton? Perhaps we will never know. Perhaps the Somerton Man was exactly what he appears to be. A shadow, a ghost of the Cold War, a secret that should have remained buried. Perhaps he was betrayed, poisoned, erased from history for reasons that transcend our understanding. Or perhaps he chose to disappear, leaving behind only an enigma, a cruel provocation for those who try to unravel the inexplicable. What do you think? Was it espionage? A crime of passion? An elaborate suicide? Leave your theory in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, leave a like, share with that friend who loves mysteries, and subscribe to the channel for more cases that science and logic cannot solve. Because there are mysteries that, no matter how hard we try, remain exactly as they started, unsolvable, disturbing, and eternal. Tamám Shud. Finished. But is it really?